I think that what motivates me is just getting experience with the craft of coding. I'm still at a point in my career where I'm very interested in just learning new technologies, making projects that are small and big. I had previously had experience just working mostly by myself on side projects that were smaller in scope. And so working with the ECAN project with a larger group was an opportunity for me to work on something maybe at a little larger scale. But we chose ECANs, out of our other options because we liked the idea of creating a sort of network website that is something a little more than just scheduling events and things like that. It kind of zoomed out and had a larger scope as to how do we have this narrative of events and participation and community service, and tell a story over a broader scope of what we're trying to accomplish. Something, things can't be accomplished in a day or maybe even a month. You need to go broader. And so to bring that back to the craft of coding, I wanted to take inspiration from other websites that do kind of event management and put that to work for a system that is local, and then could be iterated upon for other regions and communities. Yeah.
How does it strike you that this software might spread globally if it works?
That would be just utterly amazing for me to see others take our software and use it to bring people together in other communities that we've never been to. Because the code can travel, and just like the ideas can, especially with the open source, like at this Open Eugene Festival, when you provide the right avenues of participation into your code, there's some analog to the way that you invite participation in community service, and it is a form of community service. I think is working with code and sharing it with the community and inviting other people to participate in for their own reasons, because we all have our own reasons for getting involved in the community, but the outcome is as they say, greater than the sum of its parts. So that would be to see other communities using our platform would just be a kind of a dream come true. It'd be very inspiring, for sure.
Do you see any potential of this software being able to resolve community issues that are currently stuck?
I think that it would provide a lot of reporting tools that would be kind of written down or reported in one platform, for instance, for grant writing or for just keeping track of progression of small-scale community service over a greater period of time. So the kind of cumulative effect of you're spending your Sundays doing this, or spending your evenings doing that. I think that it would help resolve issues that could not otherwise be resolved by providing kind of an even playing field for people who are make lots of money and they want to participate on an event right alongside someone who is just maybe in school or something like that, and they want to get in on that project. I think that provides an even kind of communication space and gets everyone on the same page, so that when they do meet face to face, they kind of have this context, the shared context that allows them to move the discussion forward instead of kind of getting stuck on the kind of background that kind of prevents you from moving forward with what you intend to do on that day. There's a lot of background context that we can provide on the platform, I think, is what I mean to say.
So I'm hearing you talk about like a level playing field, where power, privilege, and authority are not so important.
Right, and maybe that's the internet in and of itself provides that, because it is freely accessible. You can go to the library and get on the internet or something like that. And you can also get on the internet from your penthouse suite in your Manhattan apartment, or something. And when you get on, you're both treated the same, on the platform. So I think that erases, or at least alleviates, some of the social pressures that prevent some people from walking into the same room together, a physical space. Even though that is the end goal, is to get people in the room together. But maybe they need a little bit of warm-up, on the platform to get them in there and feeling confident to participate.
So what are some of the difficult obstacles you've had to overcome since taking this project on?
I think it's mostly keeping a steady momentum of work, because we have our 9-to-5 day jobs, and those jobs also involve writing code for a website. That you can have a little bit of burnout at the end of the week when you've been doing it all week. So the main thing is keeping a consistent work schedule. Using a place we all like to go, Townsend's Tea downtown, Sunday mornings. It's nice. Most people are not busy. Keeping that schedule up has been kind of a little bit difficult, but it's important for us to keep our heads kind of in that context on a consistent basis. Because if you're away for too long, it just takes a while to get back into the flow of things. So it's just mostly been consistency, and I think that's been kind of the reason we're still together working on it, is because we haven't taken breaks for too long, and we also haven't pressured or stressed ourselves out too much over, we're not going to spend a whole, do our own private hackathon every weekend, right? We're just going to little bits and pieces, baby steps. The pyramids weren't built in a day, kind of thing.
All right. So is this Open Festival Eugene?
Open Eugene Festival.
Eugene Open Festival. Is it? Have you been getting some good results from being here? Some connections being made?
Yeah, connections. I've just spoken to one guy who's in winemaking, and he has experience with work orders, with creating work orders and having a system, and that seemed applicable to the eCan platform, because maybe when you create an event, you want to create some sort of call for supplies or skills, and you want to track how those supplies are used at the event, or maybe over a long-scale project you want to delegate different tasks to people who have certain skill sets, or to put out a call for carpenters, or people with moving vans, or whatever, public speakers. So that was one instance of speaking to someone who brought up an idea that they use in a very different, in their own industry, that I think would be great to have on eCan. So it's still kind of early. People are filtering in, so I'm excited to see what they're all about. But I've heard good things so far. So yeah.